Hello, everybody. It looks like we are live on air, coming to you live from my home office, which is a bit of a mess this morning, but hopefully we can get through the a lot of the awesome content that we have. Let me refresh on my other screen, other computer over here to see if it's coming through. And it's not. So that's why we're having this today, because I want to make sure that we can figure out how to do it properly. Go play. Screen. And it is live. So I'm going to turn this way down so I don't have to hear myself. And how is everybody doing today? Um, what we're going to start with is how to use the internet and some simple technology to get homebuyer leads in South Florida. And I need to go to Google Hangouts on Air, share screen, and present to everyone. And does that show up? How to use technology to get homebuyer leads in South Florida. Real estate market. Real estate is incredibly localized, uh, and what works in different parts of the country doesn't work here. You'll hear other quote unquote experts talk about how much they pay for leads and what they do in their markets. And some of those things will work here, some of them will not. We've tried all of them. And what we're going to go over today, just a little introduction on who I am, overview of what we're doing, and then how to create a successful campaign and what the follow-up process should be so that you can make some money and close some deals. So I am not going to sell you anything, but just so that you are aware of who I am, my name is David Cohn. I'm the CEO and founder of Web, SEO, and Design. I'm a digital marketing expert and internet marketing expert. Uh, I've worked with clients like Delta Airlines, Best Buy, Sears, Victoria's Secret, Crocs, Pier 1, going into new markets both domestically and internationally. 3 years ago, I started Web SEO and Design in order to help small and medium-sized businesses with the same sorts of things that the big boys were doing. And today, for the first time since the 1940s, there's been a huge shift from one media to another. So in 1940, everybody was using the radio. And there was a shift from the radio to television. And those who did not make that shift, did not make that change, lost market share and were left behind, went out of business. Today, we're in the middle of a new shift, a new macro shift. And we're going from the television to not just the internet, but to mobile phone. So we all have to make that shift and make that change. And we've been seeing some extraordinary results. I work exclusively with a Delray Beach real estate agency called Mangrove Realty. We generate all of their leads. I work as the internet marketing manager for them as an extension of their team. And the reason why is going to be important for you to learn is that according to the National Association of Realtors, 100% of buyers today are using the internet to find their next home. Well, are they finding you there, or are they finding somebody else? Uh, and if are they using some of the big national brands? But you can really compete in the local market against those national brands because real estate is localized. You have local market knowledge that folks from outside of the city, outside of your neighborhood, your development, just don't know. Marketing, which is my job, it's all about showing the right message to the right person at the right time. So, how are we doing it for Mangrove Realty in Delray Beach? I'm going to show you that today. But more importantly, how are we doing it successfully? What are the types of ads that we're showing, and how are we, you know, using this to generate effective, qualified real estate buyer leads? Well, the first step that you have to do before you write your ad, you have to have the right systems and tools. So I'm not going to sell you anything, okay? But you do need a lead capture system. You need what's called a CRM, which is a customer relationship management tool. That way you can keep notes on each of your prospects, what they're interested in, and keep track of all of your communications with them, from them to you and you outward. It also, most of the CRMs have automated processes that you can set up that can work as your virtual assistant, so that you're not the one who personally has to start texting back and emailing back 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's what your tools and systems can handle for you. We need to have that follow-up system in place before you do the ads. Otherwise, you're throwing your money away. If you're a part of a team or a larger brokerage, you need to have a lead management platform so that you can send the leads to whoever's appropriate. You need to set up tracking so that you can measure what you're doing, how effective it is, how much money you're spending related to the return on investment. Without tracking, you cannot improve. You can only improve what you can measure. And lastly, you need a way to generate traffic. And we're going to go much more into that because it's probably why you were all here in the beginning. So how do you generate traffic to your lead capture system, right? To your website, to your landing page, to your ads? Well, the first thing is you need to have multiple ways of generating streams of income, or uh, multiple ways of generating traffic to your site. Well, the broker over at Mangrove Realty coaches that you need 7 different streams of income. So what are yours? What are you doing? What are the 7 different ways that you are getting your leads? Well, over at Mangrove, we use the following 7. Past clients, that is the number one way. Uh, well over half of business that gets done is done from referrals from all of the successful agents. 2, we use our owned websites. We have mangroverealty.com, mangroverealty.net, and about 40 other uh, websites for different neighborhoods, new construction, etc., so that folks can find us on the internet as opposed to the other guy. 3, owned media Web 2.0 websites. So things like YouTube, Yelp, even Zillow, Trulia, all of those where you can own and control the message of what gets distributed, you can use to generate leads. Next, Facebook advertisements. Many people say, hey, I don't even use Facebook. And it doesn't matter if you use Facebook or not. Your customers are using Facebook. According to Facebook, more than half of the world's population is on Facebook. 200 million people or 300 million people day with a user base of over 500 million people. That's a lot. You want to put your message where your customer is. Also, Google. How many of you use Google each day or each week to find something out, to look something up, whether it's an address, a phone number, what property values are, different background information? Well, you're using it every day, and so are your customers. Next, Craigslist. Craigslist has been extraordinary in the past, and it's still good today if you want to get rentals, mostly lower price rentals, but rentals are good on Craigslist. We haven't been able to generate many buyer leads from Craigslist recently, but we're still trying with different formulas. And farming. If you want to be a listing agent, if you want to be the expert in your neighborhood or a neighborhood, farming is the way to go. It works, and there's the right way to farm and the wrong way to farm. But today, we're going to walk you through the overall strategy for generating new buyer traffic and how you can use Facebook advertising using an office listing. So now, if you don't have any listings yourself, go reach out to the other successful agents that are in your office, go to your broker and ask, which properties that the office is listing can you have permission to advertise. Um, it's not hard to get that. Otherwise, you can go to other agencies and ask them. But this is going to use inventory to generate buyer traffic. So before I go into how to do uh, what we're doing, I'm going to show you what the numbers will look like, or what they look like for us. So these are two different ads, and you can see the ad manager date here. This is from February 17th and February 22nd, less than a month ago. For this particular ad, we ran this with a budget of $5 per day for 3 days. So we spent a whopping $15. We were able to get our brand in front of over 600 people for $15, which received 74 clicks, or a click-through rate of 11%. The cost per click was only 20 cents, which is pretty decent. I don't really care about the ad likes or the page likes or ad shares. What I care about are the sign-ups. This one converted 5 new buyers from this ad alone at a conversion rate of 6.76%, 74 clicks, 5 signups. That's a conversion rate of 6.7%, or a cost per lead of $3. So I'm going to show you exactly what this ad looks like. In addition, here's another example. This one we ran for 4 days at $5 per day. We got 4 signups on this one, conversion rate of 9%, or a cost per lead of $5. So if you guys were able to spend $5 and know that each time you spend $5, you get another buyer lead, would that work? Would that make sense for you? So we're going to go ahead and show you how to do that right now. So first, we've got some proprietary tools over at Mangrove Realty that we've set up, and all the agents get access to this tool to make posting Facebook ads really, really simple. And I'm going to jump out of the presentation right now and show you how this is done. So in the back end of the Mangrove system, this is the Facebook Ads Manager. We would click New Ad Post, and this is how you set up the ad. First, you need the URL. I'm going to grab this particular property, copy the link, paste it into the tool. It builds out a landing page, and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. And it brings in all of the information about this particular listing. So now here you can start typing in all of the content and what you want your ad to look like, but we've created a whole bunch of different ad templates that will automatically fill out everything for you. So by clicking this, it's going to say beautiful single story. It brings in the number of bedrooms in the house, the number of garages in the house, URL to the link of the page. Next, we need to choose some pictures. These are all the pictures that were uploaded into the MLS. So I'm going to choose this one, which looks like a cool angle. There's a pool back here, so I'm going to show that pool picture. For the headline, I personally like to put the address because that's something that, this is a real property, real home. And then the price, right? Because everybody wants to know how much it costs. So I have a link here for price. You can preview the ad. If you want to do just a post, that's what we're going to do today. If you want to create just an ad or a boosted post ad, there are all different ways that we can do this. But for right now, I'm just going to click post to Facebook. It could take up to 30 seconds to create the post, but I don't know how long have we been on this. And boom, here's the post, here's the ad. So was that simple? Do you think that you could click those 4 or 5 different things, which is going to make you money? Pretty cool, huh? So what happens next? Well, what happens next is when somebody clicks on that ad, they're going to be taken to a landing page. This is an example of the ad. They're going to end up on a custom landing page. And this part is critical to the success of your ad, right? This is the chance. We know that we've teased the person's interest. They like what they saw on the advertisement over on Facebook. Well, now they want to get more information. That's why they clicked through. So we've gated the content so that we can capture their information so that we can follow up with them. As you notice from between the ad, this particular ad, this example, here's a picture of the front of the house. And you can see that same exact picture is automatically created behind this login area. That's what's called congruency, when the person is expecting to see something similar to what they saw on the advertisement. It's kind of like, you see a sign for high-end luxury goods, luxury jewelry, and you walk in the store, you expect a certain air. You expect a certain type of thing when you walk into that luxury jewelry store. If you walked in and it looked like Costco, you'd be confused and run away. This isn't what I was expecting. So here we're welcoming the person in with congruency. They're seeing the property that they're interested in. They put in their name, email, and phone number. That way we can follow up with them. And then after they enter their information, they get put onto the property detailed page, which has all of the MLS information. Now here they can, of course, request a showing, or they can start looking for other property. But we know that this particular buyer is interested in that house and that location and that price range. So the next thing that happens, that lead automatically flows into the customer relationship manager. So this is a real live lead here. Susan. So here is this is the back end of the CRM, and you can see the leads that we're bringing in from, less than a day ago. But if we go and look for Susan, Honey, this is the lead that I was showing in the presentation. So it automatically captures her name, address, and phone number. You'll also notice that we can see a picture of who she is in the upper left-hand corner. Well, why? Well, the system automatically connects with social media. So we can now take a look at who our buyer is. This really helps in order to create a bond and create a relationship with your buyer. You may find things that they like to do. Maybe they like tennis or golf or have pets or children. And having an idea of who your customer is really helps when you're trying to build a rapport. So Susan has posted here about these two little girls. Maybe they're kids or grandchildren. Religious posts, things like that, but it really can give you a good idea. And she believes that the country needs a Department of Common Sense. I tend to agree with that. So we can see that it came in for this particular agent, and the system automatically sends out information, captures everything the customer does on the website, sees exactly what properties she's looking at. And here we can see the average property price was $496,000. She's visited the website 10 different times so far, done 3 different searches, and viewed 14 different properties. This is a pretty decent buyer lead. All right, so it's automatically assigned to the agent, who then follows up with the agent, the lead. So when that user puts in their information, it kicks off a workflow. The system sends out an automated email immediately. It welcomes the customer in as a customer of Mangrove Realty and lets them know what they can do on the website and tries to set up a world-class customer service experience. Keep in mind, the buyer only cares about one thing, themselves and what's interesting for them. They care about and what can you do for them. So we want to help in finding the right property and helping to purchase that right property. The system also sends out an automated text message to the customer within a few minutes after it's set up for 3 minutes after they have registered. It's open-ended to request the user to reply. It says, is there anything I can help you with, or what types of things are you looking for? The system also sends an email and text message to the agent to inform them of the lead. It has a link directly to the right place in the CRM, so the agent doesn't have to click around to find the right place. The system also sends the lead into MailChimp. MailChimp is an automated email marketing system, and it's free for up to 2,000 emails records. So if you don't already have a MailChimp account, or like a Constant Contact account or Pardot account or something like that, you can go ahead and set up a MailChimp account for free. They've got an automation series in there, and what will happen, the email automation program will send out a series of 3 different emails over the next week about different items to, again, encourage the user to interact with the agent and interact with the website. The system also captures the customer search criteria. It saves it, and on a daily basis will email out updates with new properties that match their search criteria. Now, I know that the MLS offers something like this. However, the one that the MLS offers is not so good. It doesn't look fantastic. Everybody else has the same exact one. And when the user is searching through, you can't tell in a centralized place, what the user is doing, what they're clicking on, how long they're clicking on it, what they're interested in, what their favorites are. But by sending out the daily updates through our system, we're able to capture all of that information. So, in addition, we're also sending out a monthly email from the automation program to encourage the people back to the website with different market data, statistics. We can have market reports for individual neighborhoods where they live and own property. And most importantly, we also drop a retargeting pixel so that we can remarket to the customer wherever they go online. Well, what does that mean? You know how when you go onto CNN.com or MSN.com or any place else on the web, that there are advertisements that pop up around your browser? Well, those little advertisements, those display advertisements that follow you, are based around the remarketing. So we drop a pixel on the user's browser in order to uh, serve up different advertisements for the buyer. And frankly, what we do is, uh, you know, we know what types of properties this person has looked at, and so we can show pictures of different homes that match what they're looking for right in their browser and tease them to come and take a look. This new property just hit the market. Check it out. You already have an account on Mangrove Realty. Okay? So these sorts of things really help to have that lead bubble up to the surface. So what do the agents have to do? Well, the agents are not, they still have work to do, but it's the important things, right? It's actually building rapport and selling. Well, the agent needs to call and text their customers. Then you need to build rapport, create a connection, find out what these people, are looking for, what makes them tick, and how you can help them with their transaction, with their search. It's important that they update the system with notes so that when this buyer really decides to buy in, say, 3 or 6 or 12 months, you have all of that history in the notes that you can refer back to, and so that you look like, the expert real estate agent who never forgets anything, and really set yourself up for success with the buyer. The customer cares about themselves. You need to care about the customer, show empathy, show appreciation, make them feel special. And you can do that by remembering the things that you had spoken about previously. You need to set the appointment with the customer. You need to show properties. Then you need to write offers, close deals, and earn commissions. So here is the follow-up script that we found very successful. And you can use something like this, but I'm going to go ahead and read this to you. After somebody has registered on the site, within 5 minutes, we recommend reaching out to them. Of course, they're going to get an email, they're going to get a text message, and then the phone call would be from you. Hello, this is David from Mangrove Realty. I wanted to thank you so much for signing up on the website recently, and just curious, do you have any questions about the site? And frankly, 100% of the time, the buyers have said something like, nope, just looking, I'm just browsing. No, I don't need your help, I don't want your help. And the response is, okay, great. Well, just wanted to let you know that the site saves your first search, that first search you did, and will email you every day with updates to that search. So maybe I can help you. What are you looking for specifically? That's, so that you can update and customize the search and what they receive, and you're providing real value to them. Quick note, you need to update the system with the notes. Make sure you sign in as the user, update the search with what they're looking for, because typically they didn't set up their search properly. And then rename the search something that's going to tease them to click on it in their daily email. For example, click here for new listings on homes for sale, Delray Beach, 400 to 450,000. So uh, lastly, I work with Mangrove and have been doing so for about 10 years. We've been incredibly successful at driving new business and generating new leads. The average price home right now in Delray Beach is $320,000. Usually 3% goes to the buyer side, which is 9,600. Mangrove, the agents who get leads, they start at 65% commission, which is on average $6,240 on the average price property. And then after they do 10 deals, they move to 70%. All the tools, the technology, marketing plans, and systems to be successful. And most agents say they don't know how to do technology, and you don't have to worry. If you wanted to hire me or my team to do this for you, we do it for the Mangrove Realty agents. We set up everything for you. We manage everything for you. And the agent just sets their own budgets and pay for ad spend, and all of the leads that come from your ad spend go exclusively to you. But by us doing this work for you, it's done properly, and you're able to spend a lot less money than you would trying to do it on your own. Generally, we charge $1,500 a month for managing ad spend for different companies, um, and additional money to do the setup. So if you want more sales that you can control really quickly, the 3 things that I highly suggest that you invest in today is: 1, more email. Ask customers, clients, anybody that knows you, your sphere of influence. Really, that's going to be an excellent way to spend your money and your time. 2, do more social media. It's not going away. It's getting more and more effective, especially with millennials and as well as the senior buyer. And 3, I would set up a pay-per-click campaign where you can go ahead and drive traffic, so that you can, from new people, new buyers in the market, so that you can convert them to be your like and trust you and build your sphere, etc. Lastly, here's a quick shameless plug. Uh, I wanted to thank you first for joining me today. And if you're interested in learning more about an opportunity with Mangrove, you can give me a message and I'll set up a confidential call with the broker. But thank you so much for for joining. Hopefully this was useful for you. You can use those ads and drive traffic today with some postings. And let me know if there's any other topics that you'd be interested in, how-tos, tutorials, and I'd love to do this with you again. Thanks so much and have a wonderful day.